Well, welcome back to Our Community. Susie Thomas visiting with Jeff Reel from Project St. Nicholas Returns. And we are talking about really a secret Santa that goes through this organization. If you know of someone, if someone listening knows of someone that has a need, is there still time this year to be able to surprise them with something? Or have you spent all of this year's money?
We haven't spent the money, Al. No, not at all. As far as doing it, by the time this airs, we've pretty much met with the committee, but I won't say no, and of course they're going to shoot me for saying that. But but you know what?
You just can't let it go, right?
I know it's just something that if it comes, I mean, we can coordinate with everybody, and it might not be as personal, but I can probably say we would do something.
Something too.
Probably, we're probably going to say the 20th of December.
That'll be the cutoff.
They're going to shoot me on this. But
between now and December 20th, if you know of a really dire need, we don't want anyone going through the holidays like that. So absolutely contact. And is there a way to contact you through the website? How is the best way to contact you, Jeff?
Best way is, again, probably you'll see on the site, it'll say requests. And you just kind of follow all the information in there. And as far as you have a PSNR contact, yes, you can put my name. But if you know someone within the organization, it holds water a little bit better that way. So, but again, because if it's incomplete, I'll also just send it back to you and just say, we really can't address it.
Who qualifies?
It's a good question. There's no set thing, and that's probably our weak link as far as you're requesting for someone else. We're just going on honesty, and it's a challenging thing for us. But so far, we've been very fortunate that way, and we just always think, hey, you know what? We all have to go to bed the same way, get up the same way. We just hope that everybody's doing the right thing, and that's what we're doing. So, but that's where we kind of, if it looks somewhat a little bit fishy or that kind of stuff, we might just say, let's not even do it. But we've been pretty much coordinating with a lot of the schools this past year, and we had a nice meeting. And Lynn Nunley, we're praying for her to get better. She really helped us a lot this year, actually all the years. She's pretty much our request person. And if you can imagine your grandmother with a cheery eye and just going crazy, that's Lynn Nunley. What she does for us is when we meet and we go over all these requests, she can make the worst scenario sound like a cup of tea. I mean, she was just so good. And Chris actually kind of took over a little bit this year, and she had a little bit of Lynn in her. It was really kind of cute. So it's been very good because we'll kind of go through each one, and we kind of address it with a committee.
Go through each one individually. How many requests do you tend to go through?
Well, with the schools that we did, we met earlier this month. I'm sorry, end of last month. And we had 65 that we went through. So, but because the counselors and those family support specialists, they're the frontline people. So they kind of already know, hey, these people really need some help. You know what I mean? So we're kind of going a lot on those people to kind of help us out. But when it comes like a blank request, if I get here in the next few days, it's a little challenging because, we really don't have that research. That's why you have to really answer all the information that we have out there.
How do you get the word out about yourselves?
That's why we're anonymous. I mean, honestly.
You're very anonymous.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, people say, oh, my gosh, you've been around that long. I said,
25 years. I was surprised.
It's okay. The word gets around, and it's God provides. We really don't worry about it. Yeah. So
you've really experienced that.
Yeah.
Well, we love stories around here. Let's look back over these 25 years. What stands out as being, whoa, that was a God thing? We love the fact that you still had 3 families and suddenly $750 shows up.
Yeah.
You must have many, many more personal stories.
It was kind of funny. We had this one where, again, with Concord Therapy Group, one therapist told me about this family. Mom and dad lost their jobs. They had a tough time. So we had, with our formula, we ended up getting them a gift certificate, I think, to Walmart for $300. So didn't really think that much about it. And then all of a sudden we went to the seminar with one of my volunteers, and it was on outcomes of what your outcome is. Well, we do things so anonymously. We're just like, what is our outcome? Like they had someone call from a pregnancy center, or no, suicide hotline. They call from a suicide hotline. So their outcome is, I'm thinking in my mind like, well, so if you hang up, you call them back. If they don't answer, okay, not good. If they answer, okay, you got a good outcome.
Good outcome.
But that's like us. It's like it's anonymous, so we're not really sure, right?
Yes.
So then all of a sudden, this is 2 days. My poor wife, Renee, was going through this because I'm like, what is their outcome? I'm trying to go crazy. I'm like, we're anonymous. What do we do? What are we trying to prove here, you know? And so then all of a sudden, literally 2 days of that, and then all of a sudden, I got an envelope in my box. Oh, there was 3 $100 bills from that family.
Oh, my.
They said, hey, I got my job back. I don't know where this came from, but here's $300 so you can go help somebody else.
Oh, my.
So that's kind of our outcomes because they pay it forward. And that's really where it comes from. So we don't see it because we're anonymous, but you just hope it's out there.
So they kind of paid it forward, not really knowing where it had come from in the first place.
That's the whole idea. Because
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah, that's the whole idea. Because if you're anonymous, and again, it's off the good book. I mean, you're just serving. You have to serve, you know. So, yeah.
What you're doing, it seems, could be replicated across the country. Any thoughts of franchising this anonymous organization?
You know, I've thought about it, and I don't know. I think it's because it's still growing. If something like that happened, you know, certainly be open to it. But I think, you know, we've gone through bylaws and stuff. We just kind of redid those as well. But it's kind of an ongoing thing, which I'm sure with any organization that happens. So if it happens, yeah, I mean, we could probably like listen to it and talk to it, but I'm not sure because, again, like you said, I got to have my hours of volunteerism. You know, they have to have that stuff down, that kind of stuff. So there's still quirks and stuff but could it be replicated? I'm sure, and I'm sure it's out there. I'm sure there's organizations twice as big, twice as sensitive to this kind of stuff. So there's so many out there, really.
Some people might get these kinds of ideas, but rarely act on them. The fact that you are doing this now and that it has grown, and you personally were involved 25 years ago, yes?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So this has been your baby all along. How must that make you feel? I mean, 25 years of doing this, for you personally, that's got to be so gratifying, Jeff.
It is, and it's kind of neat because when we have 4 children, and when they became 10 years old, roughly, so they didn't believe in St. Nicholas anymore. So that's when they could come to the auction, and they said, "Okay, well, here is really the St. Nicholas that's going on." So that's kind of the personal thing for me. So with the kids, but as far as just it growing, yeah, it's God's work. It's really not mine. It's just I'm just a disciple of the whole thing.
Jesus saying that it is better to give than to receive. He wasn't trying to bum us out. Mm-hmm. He was really saying, here's the secret.
Oh, yeah.
It really is better.
Oh, yeah.
Giving. You will get more kick out of giving than ever receiving. Mm-hmm. And the fact that your children got to experience that, wow, here's the real St. Nicholas.
Yeah.
That, as a father, that just must really touch your heart.
It does.
Yeah, I'm not trying to make us all cry here, but
it's
just isn't that just really what we want to see in our children?
Yeah,
that
for sure.
To really,
and that's the whole thing. You're passing things on, and I mean, you got so many traditions that this is a great tradition that we have that you kind of take for granted sometimes.
Now, I know we've talked about financial gifts, but what if someone's out and they just feel compelled that, oh, here's the cutest little baby red velvet dress I've ever seen. Maybe Project St. Nicholas could use this. Do you take physical donations?
Yeah, not really too much.
Okay, so
because everything's an individual need, and honestly, if we're dealing with a family and it might be a single mom or a single dad, whatever it is, you know what? We might get them like a gift card to Aldi's, a gift card to Walmart, so they can kind of get a little bit of everything what they need. So they can still feel like, hey, they're the parent.
They're buying
They
it.
can do it, yeah. So, yeah, because we don't want to do, like, everything for them, and especially if it's something like, oh, my gosh, I would never buy that. You know what I mean? So they get their own personal touch with it.
Oh, how nice, yeah. Someone that would be able to purchase something they wouldn't otherwise.
Yeah.
Do you have a physical location where you are actually located?
No, we're anonymous. We're out there. We're out in the
Somewhere.
air. Like, no, we the only place really, like Concord Therapy Group, our company and my partners, they were very gracious with me 25 years ago, and especially my partner who just passed away, Tim Murphy. He was a big back supporter of this whole thing, And even our associates now, they can even put money in through the paychecks and that kind of stuff. But I'm pretty much at the 850 West Maple Street in Hartville.
Mm-hmm.
That's where Concord Therapy is. So that's kind of like, I guess if it's kind of a home base.
Concord Therapy is sort of the home base of.
Yeah.
Who knew?
Yeah, exactly.
St. Nicholas lives there.
Yeah.
Pretty fun.
Yeah.
Any more highlights that you would be willing to share with us over these 25 years? This is a phenomenal story, Jeff.
Yeah, there's, I will tell you one little funny story. But we used to respond to like requests even up into Cleveland, that kind of stuff. But we kind of really toned down a little bit as far as their delivering and that kind of stuff. So my one buddy, Chuck, at the time said, well, we got these 3 families in Cleveland. And Chuck was like, I really can't go up there. I said, it's okay, don't worry about it. So I had Lori Gray was a physical therapist with us at the time. We had to deliver a rocker, and these 3 families were up in Cleveland. We had a van with a rocker, and we come off this exit where the 3 houses, and amazingly, the 3 houses out of Cleveland are off this exit. I mean, what are the chances of that, right?
All 3 together?
All three.
Wow.
So anyway, we get off, and wouldn't you know, there is a St. Nicholas on the corner, all dressed up. Yes, it only gets better. So all of a sudden, we're there, and I go to Lori, I go, you see that guy? He's coming with us. So you can imagine, I just come out of this van, like, hey, I was rambling this whole thing, and all of a sudden I hear this petite voice, oh, you'll have to check with my boss. This is girl dressed up as St. Nicholas. I says, all right, you go tell them, we're going to go check the places out. We're going to see how far. And they're really that close. We come back, and here the guy says, you can't take her. She's only like, I forgot how old she was. And she goes, I'll go with you. I'm like, okay. So you get this strange guy who has no idea he's getting into our van.
Yeah, that's a little scary.
Oh, my gosh. And this guy was an auctioneer.
No.
This guy, nothing against Chuck, but oh, my gosh, this guy was just as good as Chuck. I mean, he was phenomenal. He was the best. And poor Lori, every time we were delivering, she's just bawling her head out. It was just the best thing. But, I mean, that's how it works. I mean, it just...
That those people would cross paths. And yes, if I were a young lady, there's no way I'm getting in that van dressed like St. Nicholas or
exactly.
not. But how great. I mean, and God provided the guy.
Oh, yeah.
The perfect guy.
Yeah.
Well, it's just too much fun. What an amazing story. We've been speaking with Jeff Reel, Project St. Nicholas Returns. You can find out more at psnr.org. Jeff, thanks so much for all you bring to our community.
Thank you. And thanks for we're just out of all the volunteers. Thanks for humbling us to be here. Thanks.